Holy shites! This video is going to catch your interest if you're thinking about moving to Ontario and you're wondering where should you live in Ontario where it's most affordable. You see, the housing market is really strong. If you've heard anything about the Greater Toronto Area, it's that we are on fire. And not literally, but we are definitely in a very hot market for housing. So in today's video, I really wanted to talk about the 5 most affordable areas in Brampton if you're relocating to the Greater Toronto Area. So I want to make sure that you can find the areas that will be suitable for your family and also suitable for your pocketbook. So let's get started and dive right in. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Nasira Jamal and I'm a local realtor right here in the Greater Toronto Area with the Canada Realty Group. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living, working, playing, eating, sleeping, and where are the most affordable neighborhoods that you could move into, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn your notification on so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Honestly, I get calls every day for people who are moving here, relocating here, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving to the Greater Toronto Area, you might be thinking of moving here, or maybe you're just coming to check it out, make sure you give me a call. Shoot me a text, send me an email. You can even send that pigeon carrier. However you want to get a hold of me, I've got your back when you're moving into the Greater Toronto Area. It's complete hogwash what you've heard. The market is not doing well at all. I wish that were true. The Toronto market, the Greater Toronto real estate market is doing extremely well. And for those of you who are moving, who are thinking about relocating and thinking Brampton might be the place where you want to see if it'll work for you, I want to cover the 5 top areas that people that are moving here are considering because of its affordability and the highlights of the area. I've done another video on it in the different neighborhoods in Brampton, so check that out. But really, for you to figure out the affordability factor and if this will work for you, this video is really going to dive into 5 of the top affordable areas for you and your family. Number 1, we're going to talk about Sandingham Wellington. Now, this is a large pocket of an area in Brampton. You are close to Highway 410. You're close to parks like Chinguacousy Park, Professor's Lake. You have access to shopping. The main highlight in this particular neighborhood is the hospital. So it's very, very close to the hospital. So if you have a job as a healthcare worker or you're looking for a job, this may be a good consideration for you. The pricing in this area is roughly about $650,000 plus, depending on the type of home you're looking at. There's lots of choices here. There's quads, which are townhomes. There is small detached homes, semi-detached, duplexes. There are homes here that perhaps you can get some potential rental income from so that you can afford the house. There are large detached homes, and there are just your basic smaller homes. So this area really does very, very well. Families love it. Schools are great. You've got access to school busing. You've got transportation here. And you've got, the accessibility to the other areas, the other neighborhoods. So depending, if you're working maybe in Mississauga or Toronto, you've still got great transportation. And also, within the neighborhoods, the local transportation for busing, like for your children or for yourself, if you're maybe trying to get to a plaza, is very well structured. So this area is great if you're looking from that perspective of transportation, accessibility, and affordability. Sandingham Wellington will be a good one to check out when you first get here. So the second area is called Heart Lake. Now, families love this area, and for the main primary reason is affordability. You have a lot of choice here in the type and style of home. You're going to find bungalows, you're going to find small detached homes along with townhomes. The location is premium because you're close to Highway 410, you're close to Trinity Commons, which is an outdoor mall, outlet types of stores. You've got access to Canadian Tire, which is like a home hardware store, and also a grocery store. So people love Heart Lake. And the other area that the section that it's close to is Loafers Lake. So people that like that greenery, they like that outdoor space, they like being close to parks. Heart Lake Conservation Area is right around the corner. So this area is really well designed for those that like that balance between that, suburban living as well as having some green space around them. This is perfect. Pricing here, you're going to find 600,000 plus, depending on style of home, size of home, and even some of the streets. Some of the streets will, carry more weight in terms of the amount of money they're getting for those homes, and the lot sizes. So you are going to find that compared to other areas, especially new subdivisions, you're going to find that these backyards are a good fair size. Although I find in Heart Lake, some of the streets, some of the sections, the homes are quite close together. So, you will have like private driveways and garages, but you might find that it's a little bit congested. Depending on the streets you pick, there are certain streets that are just lush and gorgeous because they are a little bit spread apart. They were developed at different times with different builders, so that's why you see the difference. But for affordability, from that perspective, Heart Lake is definitely one to check out. Also for schools, like if you're thinking, you have little kids and you need access to good primary schools, this is a great pocket to be in. You also have access to Cyril Library, so you don't have to go to the main branch, which is around Brampton City Centre. There's a library right there. There's a great recreation center. Loafers Lake Recreation Center is here. So this is something that is really going to help you if you have kids in programs or swimming or skating lessons or anything like that. You are really in a community that has all the infrastructure in place. The plazas are there, the stores are there, the restaurants are there, and you have access to that highway, which is really important for those that are commuting out of the Heart Lake area for work. The third area, and this is actually one of my favorites, is Central Park. And the reason is because it's close to Vaughan, it's close to Brampton downtown, and it has condominium style living, which are really budget friendly. So you've got what I call the 3 Hanover buildings. These are great buildings with security, and a lot of them, though they're older in terms of their building date, but a lot of people have done a lot of great renovations in there, a lot of updates. They are very good with their sizes, right? These older town condominiums had a lot of square footage, whereas if you go into the newer ones like George Street or John Street, you'll find that the building is new, the amenities are newer, but the square footage is a little bit tighter. So this area, great condominium living, really good townhouses off Central Parkway that are really affordable. So you're probably in the range of the lower sixes, anywhere above that, but depending on size of home. So affordability is great. It's in a really good section. You also are in an area where you're close to Chinguacousy Park, which, with the young kids, like, it's great to know that you have the availability to go to the park that's close. There's a splash pad there. There's a mini petting zoo. So the young ones love this. There's a lot of different festivals that are going on, like Canada Day. There's fireworks. The Chinguacousy ski hill is here. So if you want to enroll your children in skiing lessons, this is a great spot. So Central Park does really, really well. One of the things I want to point out about Central Park is there are some wartime houses here, like on the 8th section. You'll see that the types of homes here are they're unique because you can see the different styles. They're positioned differently on the street. The cool thing about this area is a lot of these homes, which are, like I said, wartime homes, they have been updated and renovated, but you can get your hands on a detached property in the 600, 700,000, and you're going to get a lot of space. Some of these homes actually even have basement apartments, side entrances, so you can look at maybe potentially having rental income. To make note, a lot of these homes had aluminum wiring, so for insurance purposes, you want to check that out. For a lot of them with insurance companies, you just have to check what their rulings are in terms of will they require to update that once you get the home, and they give you a certain amount of time to update it to copper wiring, or some of them actually will insure aluminum wiring. Your premium will be a little bit higher, but it's something to note for this section particularly. But it's a great spot if you're looking for a detached home that's affordable, that's in a good school district. There's public schools, there's Catholic schools. Again, all accessible. There's school busing if your kids need that, and depending on where you're districted for. The area is actually doing extremely well, even for in the other sections that are not wartime houses, but you get bungalows here, you get side splits, back splits, regular two-story detached homes. The thing I'm getting at is you've got a lot of choice here. Even though it's an older section, I find that this area is very stable. There's not a huge turnover for people. And people just love it because you have access to community centers, you have access to the park. I have to mention, at Chinguacousy Park, if you are a volleyball player, which I was, I don't play anymore, but I used to be in the Brampton Volleyball League, and I played outdoor volleyball. They have beach courts right at Chinguacousy Park, which makes it really a lot of fun, and accessibility is, again, right there. There's free parking at the park. There's 2 entrances to get into the park, and so again, there's lots of availability. Like parking isn't an issue. You're not paying for parking. Though it gets busy in the summer, I do have to say that, a lot of families come here and do picnics and, use the facilities. And the other thing that Central Park has is access to an indoor tennis club. So if you're into tennis, you've got access to that as well. This is a great area for families. It's growing, it's developing in terms of renovations. Now, there's not new builds here because it's really already been developed, the area of Central Park. But you will get a lot of choice in the type of housing, and this is a really good spot for families. So the fourth area, before I get to that, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and hit that like button. That'll help me out get this video to more people. I know a lot of people are moving here, and this information can be so very helpful. So if you can help me out by hitting that like button, I would really appreciate it. So number 4, let's talk about downtown Brampton. This area actually is one of the more affordable areas because it has, again, different styles of homes. You've got condominium living, you've got your smaller detached homes, you've got townhouses. You also have access to condominium townhouses. So though you pay a fee, you are actually getting a lot for your money here. You have access to parks. You have access to the highway. So Highway 410 is right there. So you can get on and off if you're using that to get to work, if you're a commuter. It's a great spot to be in. And if you like older homes, these homes have some really beautiful character. If you go down Highway 10 by Gage Park, which is all part of downtown, you will find some historic homes in here, some massive mansions, and some beautiful, quaint little homes that look like cottages, but just have a beautiful charm to it. So you have a couple of new condominiums that have gone up here. George Street, fully secured building, has beautiful condos. You are, in the range of the upper 4s to the 550s, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You've got underground parking. So most of these units will come with their own spots. And the access is just unbelievable, right? You can walk to Gage Park. You can go to the farmer's market if you do live in the George Street building. The other newer building is on John Street. And again, the amenities are really good. There's security there. There's underground parking and walkable. So people that live in downtown love the fact that everything is walking distance. If they need a grocery store, they want to go to the restaurant, they want to go to Gage Park, they want to just go to the farmer's market, everything is really accessible. And if you don't have a car, then busing is also right off Queen Street. You'll get lots of different connections and things. So you're not really, you don't really need a car. I mean, most people that live in larger cities like Brampton will typically have a car, but for those that don't, it is really easy to get around. So the other thing, as I mentioned, you do get a different, or you get different styles of homes here. In terms of the detached homes, you're about 700,000 plus, depending on lot size, depending on size of the home. You do get a lot of bungalows here, and also you get quite a bit of side splits and back splits, so there's more square footage. So depending on where, on which street, the size of the home, the size of the lot, the prices vary quite a bit. So, once you narrow that down, you can kind of compare pricing. But really, the fact that people pick downtown is that they do have a lot of choices in the type and style of home that they choose. So if you're looking for something that's affordable, something that is going to be, proximity to like your amenities, like shopping and schools, this is a great pocket. And also the accessibility to transportation and highways. This makes a really good spot for those that are looking to be in an area that is going to give them more ease anyways, in Brampton. And the fifth area, and not least by any means, is called Bramalea. Now, within the Bramalea area, there are different sections, but overall, when you choose Bramalea, you are going to find access to the GO train station. Bramalea City Center is really close, and busing, like the hub, is right there at Bramalea City Center. You have a lot of choice in condominium townhomes here. You have to be a little bit careful. A couple of these corporations, don't have the greatest status certificates in terms of, what's going on with their management, but you do have a lot of good choices, a lot of affordability. So 500 plus, you'll be able to get into a townhome. You have condominium buildings. A lot of these buildings, although they're older, they have a lot of square footage. So you can possibly get something, one bedroom for 425,000 plus, two bedrooms starting around 450, 480, depending on renovations. But you get a lot of square footage, and your access this is key for a lot of people that pick Bramalea. It's because they want that public transportation and access to it. Bramalea City Center is the hub of Bramalea. So if you're looking at going shopping, you've got a beautiful mall right in your backyard. The types of homes here vary. You get a lot of bungalows here, lots of homes with huge frontage and backyards. And you will get this in Bramalea. What you'll find is that the areas are alphabetized. So you have the A section, the B section, the C section, and the homes vary, and the different areas also bear different price points. So, the B section has a different reputation than perhaps the A section. So you want to just be clear of which area. But in Bramalea, a lot of them are alphabetized. So it's really easy to know, like if you're in the G section, the types of homes in there are very, very different than the C section. You're going to find that the C section has larger detached homes, more manicured lawns, larger lots. You'll get detached homes, two-story homes here. So it just depends on what you're looking for. But from the affordability standpoint, Bramalea is a great spot. You've got lots of choice depending on your budget, and also what you need for your family. Like you may not need a huge side split or a back split. You may be okay with a small single home, two-story, but doesn't have a huge square footage. Beautiful 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms usually. A lot of these homes, what I have found, because it's an older section, the basements are finished. Some of them have side entrances and potential rentals. The thing I want to just highlight here when I talk about potential rentals is even if it has a basement apartment, the legalities of it you do want to check. If it's not a legal basement apartment, then you want to just sort of make sure you understand the risk of what you're taking on. Brampton has imposed a way that you can get legalized going through the city of Brampton, and there are criteria that you have to follow and inspections that have to get done. So you may, if you are purchasing a home, maybe it has a basement apartment and you want to legalize it, there's a process to it, but some of them have been grandfathered. So this area in Bramalea, because it's older, has a lot of potential. It has great affordability, very good schools, access to the highway, access to shopping. So if you're thinking about an area that you want to move into, then Bramalea might be one that you want to start looking first at, because it has a lot of things that newcomers will need access to, and the accessibility is a really huge portion of that. If you're thinking about moving into the Greater Toronto area, and maybe you're thinking about Brampton as being one of those areas you want to check out, maybe you want to go look at some homes, or you want to look at the different neighborhoods, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. You can even send that pigeon carrier. However you want to get a hold of me, I've got your back when you're moving into the Greater Toronto area. Until the next video, I'll catch you later.